What's up, guys? Tyler here, I'm gaming hard. Just making sure my headset's on here. Gonna stream a little Diablo 3 tonight. Of course it'll go up on the YouTube channel, which nobody's watching. Nobody's watching any of this shit. But I don't fucking blame you. It's not, you know, all that important. No, cancel. I want to switch hero. Let's switch over to... This is my monk. So you can see he's level 69, so... hopefully we're going to level up here during the stream here. Man, I mean, I'm just following that Gamergate. Gamergate is, going down.
Thank you for coming here.
Been following that shit a lot. Been participating in some streams and shit like that. Just been kicking it. Let me turn the volume on this down. Hey, Sif, be quiet. So I just decided I would just go ahead and do some streaming. And whoa, what is this? Briarthorn Cemetery. I don't know, I don't really remember this area. But of course, like... I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just think gamers, man, gamers are tired of...
Not enough spirit.
Being talked shit to, man. Misogynist, neckbeard, basement dwelling, piss baby, all this bullshit. It's a little obnoxious, man. It's a little irritating. I know I'm getting pretty fucking tired of it. But that's fine because I'm done, man. I'm done going to Kotaku, Polygon, which I've never really cared for Polygon. It's been pretty obvious to me that they're just fucking bullshit clickbait artists, like, from their fucking inception. Like, I remember their fucking review of The Last of Us that went totally, against the grain, right? Like, everybody else gave The Last of Us like a good review, while they gave it like a 7.5, I think it was. It was like the lowest review it got from any professional like gaming site, and you know, it was just for a bunch of stupid reasons. And if you actually like watch the video review, like the score doesn't even really reflect like what the reviewer was really saying. It was just bizarre. And then like they have a daily news show. You know, much like IGN's The Fix, or I can't remember what GameSpot's is, but I mean a lot of these gaming sites have these daily news shows, right? And like their top story on their gaming news show was The Last of Us. You know, we give it a bad review. Like, not necessarily we give it a bad review, but they were like, yeah, The Last of Us just came out. We gave it a 7.5. Go watch the video. Like, seriously, that's on your news show, is, hey, we gave The Last of Us, like, a subpar review. Like, that's news. It was just like, hey, don't forget about us. We're fucking relevant. We're saying something that pisses a lot of people off. Pay attention to us. Type of shit, like, in my opinion. I think The Last of Us was a great game. I think it deserves all of the praise that's been heaped upon it. I do believe it's a 10 out of 10. I do believe that, didn't turn out to be very good, though. I do believe it's a 10 out of 10. I do believe it was possibly the best game of 2013. Grave Robert. But so I really haven't cared for Polygon. Not only that, it's like, it was speculated by many that, you know, they gave him a shit review because they're in Microsoft's pocket. Apparently they did a, something about their startup, something like that was funded by Microsoft. Like, I don't know exactly what the,
This looks promising. Keep watch.
what the issues were there, but I know that they've had some shady dealings that have gone on with Microsoft and stuff like that, that could possibly, you know, affect their objectivity. And then they turn around and they give The Last of Us, like the biggest PS3 exclusive at the time, a shitty review. So, like, it's not really surprising to me that they wouldn't be objective about certain things. Like, I don't care for Polygon, like I said, and I started ignoring them a very long time ago. And the same thing with Kotaku, really. Like, yeah, I saw articles like, should killing female players in online games be considered rape? Like, after seeing articles like that, I was like, no, I'm done with Kotaku. I unsubscribed to them on YouTube. I fucking stopped visiting their website. Every now and then, I'll click on the wrong link on the wrong article and get drugged to Kotaku, and I'm like, I sign out immediately. I fucking hate Kotaku, man. Like, I really, really, really dislike that site. I just picked up a fist weapon. I don't think it was any good, though. Cleave render. Yeah, it's got no socket. It has more damage than my flesh rake, which I need to get rid of my flesh rake. I have this motherfucker. Whoa, whoa, whoa there. What did I just do? This thing, the Forsaken Slap, 490 dexterity, plus that 720 to 899 average damage. It's got 1458, and I've got that fucking big-ass emerald slapped up in there. It gives me a bonus 110% crit damage. I'm getting there, guys, like, with this character, really. You can see I've got 162,000 DPS. That's just the beginning, trust me. Resistances, 560s right now, you know, ultimately, maybe we want to get them up to the 800s, stuff like that. 35% crit chance, 255% critical damage. Getting there. Getting there. Definitely. Anyhow.
Thanks for keeping me alive.
Nah, man, but back to what I was saying about Kotaku, Polygon, Gama Sutra. I didn't even really know about Gama Sutra before all this Gamergate shit started. I didn't know anything about them, actually. I'd never been to Gama Sutra. I think I'd heard the name, but I'd never been there. I don't give a fuck about Leigh Alexander and her stupid-ass opinions. And her fucking, but what pisses me off is that, okay, you write for a well-known gaming site, right? And you constantly insult your readers? Like, really? They let you get away with that? They're cool with that? That fucking blows my mind, man. Like, I don't understand it. That's what upsets me. Like, it's just like, you know, if, you know, Roger Ebert were to come out and say that, you know, people who watch movies, film buffs are all, you know, racist or whatever, you know? Like, I'm sure that there would be some people who are really upset, like, and you have, like, Leigh Alexander and, several other gaming journalists doing similar shit like this. They're out there just saying that their readers are misogynists, they're basement dwellers, they're all these different things, and lo and behold, man, gamers don't fucking appreciate it, like, at all. So, I don't know. It's just frustrating, man, the whole thing, and it blows my mind that these gaming sites are letting their journalists do this shit with impunity, like like that's what's cool now? Really? Like, you guys are just gonna dog your readers out, huh? Like, that's what's up? That's what's going on in the streets? Like, I just don't fucking get it, man. I do not fucking get it. Oh, okay, that actually might help my... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he likes that. Give it to him. Oh. But, yeah. I mean, I just... I don't get it, man. Like, if I was, you know, the publisher, the person in charge over at Gamasutra, I mean, Leigh Alexander would be out on her ass, right? I would be like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you're insulting our entire readership, like, on a daily basis, through articles and on Twitter, like, you're out of here. Like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? And I don't know, I just saw an entire list, actually, on Twitter of, you know, SJW journalists that we think that you know, people within Gamergate feel need to be avoided. There were some names on that list I didn't agree with, and there were some names on that list that I did agree with. One of the names on that list was Mitch Dyer, of IGN. Now, personally, I'm a fan of IGN. More specifically, I'm a fan of Podcast Beyond. I like Greg Miller, I like Colin Moriarty, I like listening to Podcast Beyond or watching Podcast Beyond every week. And the thing about IGN is, for the most part, they stay out of this stuff, right? You don't see too many social justice articles on IGN. It seems like they're pretty wise over there with how much they really get involved. Yeah, they had a story or whatever on the petition that developer put out a while back. To stop the hate within the gaming industry or whatever.
I don't have enough spirit.
And it had a little blurb. It was from Lucy O'Brien. It had a little blurb about how that this was in response to the harassment of Zoe Quinn and Anita Sarkeesian. When even though, like, the actual language within the petition didn't actually, like, reflect that. It was just saying stop the hate in the game industry. It didn't name anyone specifically.
My injuries are less severe.
But, you know, Lucy O'Brien is not, like, one of the very prominent journalists over at IGN. I think she actually is part of IGN Australia. And if it weren't for the controversy surrounding it, I think that article would have gotten very little attention. Damn, another fist weapon that just isn't good. But other than that, IGN at large has stayed out of the entire Gamergate debacle. Let me put on an epiphany here. I need to drink a health potion. It's hard to continue to kick ass and talk at the same time, especially about issues other than the game. Bracers aren't any good. But, no, I mean, it's crazy. Damn it, I'm getting off topic. Alright, there's nothing here. Whoa. Yeah, I think IGN as a whole pretty much stays out of the shit for the most part. And hell, like, even Colin Moriarty, he's a conservative. Like, I don't think that, he necessarily agrees with all the shit that's going on. I don't think that he would speak out about it because he would be alienating his peers and things of that nature, you know. And I think that that's the big thing, right? And I think a lot of journalists can't really speak out because they know that they'll be ostracized, you know. And I'm not even necessarily saying that Colin Moriarty himself would speak out if he could, or that he's not speaking out just because he's, you know, scared of damage it could do to his career or whatever, because I don't know if that's necessarily true. I don't know if he would like to speak out. I don't know if he gives a shit at all. I don't even know if he's paying attention to it. But I'm just saying he's a conservative. Like, that's well known. God, I'm wondering if I should put Breath of Heaven back on, because I'm having to chug a lot of health potions here.
Champion, only mine.
But I'm just saying that I think that there's a lot of journalists who don't touch on this stuff that probably don't agree with this stuff, and they just don't say anything. But back to the list. Mitch Dyer of IGN. I don't think that, you know, the list itself called for people to boycott those SJW game journalists and their publications. Boycotting all of IGN just because of Mitch Dyer, which I don't even really know anything about. Mitch Dyer's social justice activism. I know he made a couple of tweets condemning the harassment of Jen Frank. I did see that. But beyond that, I don't really know anything about it. Same thing like with Kevin Van Ord of GameSpot, another person who was on the list. I saw him make a shitty tweet about Christina Hoff Sommers in that she's a dangerous person, part of a conservative group, and you know, the thing about gamers is most of us are liberal, right? Most of us are liberal, and so like what you have is you have a lot of journalists, right? Game journalists that are coming out and they're saying, hey, you know, don't pay attention to Christine Hoff Sommers. Don't listen to what she has to say. She's part of a conservative group. And they think that us, as liberals, because again, I do believe that the vast majority of gamers are liberals. I could be wrong in that assumption, but I do believe that a lot of us are. Maybe not the vast majority, but a lot of us are. I think that these journalists think that all they need to say is, hey, they're conservatives, and we just will say, oh, okay, well, I didn't know that, you know, oh, they must have an agenda. Like, yeah, people, yeah, we've gotten good at recognizing agendas. That doesn't mean that somebody with an agenda can't have anything valuable to say. Just like you gaming journalists have total agendas, and you guys still, you know, we would still value your opinions on games if you weren't constantly pushing your agenda on us, right? Like, so, like, god damn it. I've gotten distracted here. I'm just saying, like, just because AEI, I believe that's an American Enterprise Institute, is conservative,
I don't have
as a
enough
whole,
spirit.
that doesn't mean that Christina Hoff Sommers, has no, nothing valuable to say in regards to Gamergate, or her opinion should be dismissed outright because she's part of a conservative group. And so, if you think about that, like, kind of the same thing goes along with Mitch Dyer and IGN, right? Why boycott all of IGN just because of Mitch Dyer, right? I can understand boycotting Kotaku. I can understand boycotting Polygon. These people put out social justice fucking articles like every week, right? IGN doesn't, for the most part. So to boycott all of IGN because Mitch Dyer put out a couple of tweets in support of Jen Frank and follows people like Zoe Quinn and shit like that, why bother? Like, first off, boycotting IGN isn't gonna do anything. They're already so big, right? And furthermore, IGN, these guys don't really have an interest in getting too into SJW shit and feminism, and let me tell you why. IGN owns AskMen, right? AskMen, which is a publication that is like 100% for men, right? It's against IGN's interest to go around spouting a bunch of feminist rhetoric. Because, like, they couldn't do that at the same time as owning AskMen, without looking like total ridiculous hypocrites. They would be undermining one of the publications that they own. Not only that, but you have, hell, does anybody remember back in the day when IGN used to have, like, what was it, a Babe of the Month? Or Babe of the Week? Or something like that? They totally used to do that. I mean, and they would post it right there on their fucking IGN YouTube channel with all of their, with all of their gaming news and shit like that. It would be, bam, Babe of the Month, or whatever it used to be. It was like back in 2011, I think, that they stopped doing that. But, I mean, you know, they can't get too deep into the shit because, you know, SJWs, they don't give a fuck. And if they find out, you know, that IGN was into that stuff after IGN was on their side, you know, they would come down on IGN's head and be like, oh, well, you say this, but what about this, this, and that?
What is going on?
You scheme and plot at a time like this, let's just tear them up. Epiphany, bam, 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 boom. They're done. Anyhow. So, other names on the list, you had Kevin Van Ord of GameSpot. And like I said, he made some tweets about how Christina Hoff Sommers is a dangerous person, right, and part of a conservative think tank in AEI. And I think GameSpot ran an article about Christina Hoff Sommers' video, Our Video Game's Sexist, which was a fantastic video. I recommend that everybody go out and watch it. But, yeah, hell, I value Kevin Van Ord's opinion about video games, specifically RPGs. Hell, at one point I even valued Matt Lees' opinion on video games. He's a huge fan of Dark Souls. I used to watch his Dark Souls and Demon Souls streams back when he was on videogamer.com. I used to also crack up at his videos that he used to do the abridged version of press conferences from E3 and Gamescom and shit like that. That shit was funny. Funny. Dude is a funny guy. But he has gone so far out there into this SJW shit with his last video of why can't we just talk about games. I've had to write Matt Lees off. I don't know if I'm necessarily ready to do that with Kevin Van Ord yet, and all of GameSpot. I like GameSpot to a certain extent. I don't like them as much as IGN. I don't like their reviews most of the time. I value, like I said, Kevin Van Ord's opinion, especially when it comes to RPGs, but like Tom McShay, no, not really a big fan of his reviews.
I don't have enough spirit.
Hang on, I gotta kind of focus for a second.
This fight is over.
And I like Danny O'Dwyer. I like Reality Check. I like Danny O'Dwyer show The Point. I don't go to GameSpot.com very often, but I do watch GameSpot's videos on YouTube. And am I ready to write off GameSpot because of a couple of articles? No, not really, not yet. And again, GameSpot is so big, I'm not sure a boycott would really do anything. Kotaku, Polygon, Gama Sutra, they're all written off in my mind, but I didn't really go there in the first place. GameSpot, I don't really go to their site either. IGN, I do go to their site to watch Podcast Beyond, but that's about it. It's just, you know, it's a tricky situation because we still need our gaming news from somewhere. And there are other sites that are coming up now. Like, GamesNosh, TechRaptor, which is at techraptor.net. I think GamesNosh is gamesnosh.com. That's GAMESNOSH. .com. I believe they're .com. I know TechRaptor is for sure techraptor.net. And then you have goodgamers.us, although, I mean, they're not really talking about Gamergate, but they've got just cool, unbiased shit going on. Now, you know, and they've got some pretty cool, like, stuff starting up there. Their site was looking real ragtag at first, and I think it's looking better every day. Their writing could use some work. It's clear that a lot of people who are working there are pretty inexperienced, but I think we just need to give them time and see how it comes out. TechRaptor and GamesNosh, on the other hand, these guys have been around for a while, before this thing started up. And they're still young, man. They're still arts, but especially GamesNosh. But I think TechRaptor's probably one of the biggest sites that have kind of come over to the side of Gamergate. They got a great interview with Daniel Vavra, and they did a good article of why sexual objectification in video games doesn't matter. They're doing a lot of good stuff. You can also check out Niche Gamer, which I think is nichegamer.net. Don't quote me on that, but Niche Gamer is definitely something cool. They are covering the hell out of Gamergate. Another one is The Escapist. The Escapist, you know, they were doing some social justice pieces. Apparently they have, like, revised their ethics policies. I think their publisher kind of stepped in on them and was like, what the hell is going on over here? Because, you know, shit was a little out of control. Now, speaking of the escapist, Jim Sterling was another name on that list, and I like Jim Sterling. I watch Jimquisition. Normally I do, but Jim Sterling, whenever he tries to cover topics regarding to feminism, Anita Sarkeesian, Zoe Quinn, he does a lot of white knighting, which to me, white knighting is sexist, right? Like, in my opinion, but these feminists let guys white knight for them all the time. I don't understand it, because, okay, you're white knighting for a woman because you don't believe she can defend herself because she's a woman? Like, how is that not sexist? Right? Like, you know, why don't you let her speak for herself? Oh, well, that's right. We can't speak to Anita Sarkeesian because her comments are disabled. But people tweet to her, and they do say some nasty shit, which I don't support, man. I don't support any harassment. I don't think that any of us have anything to say to Anita Sarkeesian. Please understand this. You have no reason to tweet Anita Sarkeesian. Nobody does. Nobody who disagrees with Anita has any reason to be tweeting her. Why? What, are you gonna change her fucking mind? I mean, are you really stupid enough to think that you're gonna say something to Anita Sarkeesian and she's gonna go, oh, well, geez, I never thought of it that way. Damn, you know, I'm gonna take down my YouTube channel. And I mean, she is invested in this shit. Even if she was to totally realize that she is wrong and everything she has said about sexism in video games was misguided and incorrect and a load of fucking nonsense, even if she thought that, even if she was convinced of that, she would never admit it. She's the face of feminism in gaming. And she is making a killing off of it. $160,000 we know for a fact she's received. And she has a lot more going for her. This is an entrepreneur. I can't fucking talk. Entrepreneurial. God damn it. Entrepreneurial. Am I saying that right? Or have I just gone retarded? But she's an entrepreneur. She is. And this is her fucking shit. It wouldn't ever matter, like, if she thought that she was wrong. This is a business for her. She's got $160,000 that we know about. And you think that she does all those fucking talks and fucking shit like that for free? You think she goes and talks to DICE at EA just to spread the word? Hell no, they're paying her. They're paying her for that shit. All those speaking engagements she does, the shit that she's doing over at Silver String Media, she's making money off of that shit. She is feminism in gaming. She is. She's the embodiment of it. Right? And it's just like, and she doesn't want anything to change. She doesn't want anything to change. Why would she? It's like Chris Rock said about cancer research. There's no fucking money in the cure. That's why these people lashed out against the fine young capitalists. Because the fine young capitalists are actually doing something to try to change things. They're trying to get women developing video games. That's why you have people like Zoe Quinn sabotaging them. Because there's no money in the cure, man. There just isn't. They don't want to see these issues resolved because they get fame from talking about these issues. They get money from talking about these issues. They get, you know, donations and all of these things. They don't want these issues to go away. Hell no, they want to critique and talk about the shit. There's no fucking money in the cure, man. It's disgusting, really, when you think about it, because we're being exploited, right? We're being manipulated, plain and simple, right? And gamers have woken up, and they've realized this. They're fucking pissed off. Wow, man. I mean, I get upset talking about this shit, thinking about this shit. Yeah, I see videos like Steve Tom Sawyer's recent video where the dude was just crying, man, because he's happy to see people that finally identify with what he's been thinking for so long. And he hasn't been able to get ahead in the games industry, in the games journalism, in games media, because he's not comfortable towing the line and shit, and he hasn't been able to you know, conform to the status quo of, you know, either write about games and shut the fuck up, or write about games and left-wings. I don't even want to call it left-wing, because I'm fucking left-wing. I'm fucking liberal. I don't want this crazy shit associated with me or my personal ideals. And that's what this shit is. This shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. Feminism these days, modern feminism, is madness. It's oversensitive, sensationalist garbage. Plain and simple. But yeah, a guy like Steve Tom Sawyer couldn't toe the line, and he felt like there was something wrong with him, maybe. That he couldn't conform, he just couldn't get it together, he couldn't accept the shit. And now that Gamergate's coming out, you know, he finally feels understood, man, and it drove him to tears. It's pretty sad, man. Here you have a black man who's just, you know, trying to build a career in games journalism, and because his opinion didn't jive, you know, he can't keep a fucking job. And that's where I come to inclusivity. Gamergate is truly inclusive. Truly inclusive. We don't care what your age, gender, race, sexual preference. We don't give a fuck. You like games? Then we're family, man. As far as I'm concerned. You have a different opinion? That's fine. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. And you know what? If we differ, like if our opinions differ and we debate about it for a while and we don't make any headway, that's fine. What are you playing? Like, let's take a break and just talk about games then. It's no problem at all. See, that's the thing. We're inclusive to everyone around us. Right? But they reject anybody who disagrees with them. You've got people like, what's her name? Debbie Ever, the transgender, female game developer who, you know, has been ostracized by the SJW game journalist because she didn't want to toe the line. She didn't agree with that crazy bullshit. And, you know, surprise, surprise, like, Gamergate takes her in no problem. We're like, hey, we've got your back. And that's how it is with everybody, man. If you're a gamer, we've got your back. I truly believe that. Now, there may be somebody out there within Gamergate who would say something different, and they're wrong. Because the vast majority of us are completely and totally inclusive. But for that very reason, there's probably some assholes among us. And we will admit that. Gamergate will admit that. We don't try to hide it. We don't try to make excuses for it. But the gaming journalists, you see them admitting that they're wrong? Unless they're forced into it? Hell no. Now you have this Google group, right? Let's talk about this bullshit for a minute. You've got this fucking Google group, which fucking Milo Yiannopoulos, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, from Breitbart, discovered. Breitbart, this is another publication that we should be ignoring, according to, you know, other games journalists and whatnot, because they're conservative. That's true. Breitbart is a conservative website, from what I understand. I don't know, because I don't read around on their site beyond the stuff involving Gamergate, because why would I? I'm not a fucking conservative, right? But, yeah, Milo uncovered a Google group where these gaming journalists get together and talk to one another, and they decide what to report on, what not to report on, how they should cover this, how they should cover that, and whoa, okay, I gained a Paragon level here, okay. 1 unspent core point. I haven't got to see how the new Paragon system works yet, so plus 2.2% per point on attack speed. Okay, I have 1 unspent core point. Well, I'm gonna boost, whoa, I don't understand this. Oh, okay. I'm gonna boost, movement speed. Sounds good to me. Is that it? I don't have any other points? Oh, I got no utility points, defense points, offense points. I haven't. Huh. I don't get it. Oh, I need to drop something. Just take this, for example. I'm sorry, I've gotten off topic, guys, but I wasn't even really sure. Whoa, this shit looks good. Still no crit damage, still no socket, but it's still better than the flesh rake for now.
I cannot carry more.
Yeah, I wasn't even sure if I really wanted to talk about this shit, but now that I've gotten started, you know, I went off on a rant. Milo from Breitbart uncovered this Google group where these guys are talking about each other, and they're deciding what and what not to report on. Right? What and how to cover certain issues, and conversely how not to cover them, right? And the thing is it's collusion. You know, it's collusion. And immediately you already have them coming out and sort of making denials and saying, hey, it's no big deal. Yeah, you know, this is just that was just a place for us to talk. There's nothing going on there. Put away your tinfoil hats. There's no conspiracy, and it's getting more and more obvious that they're lying, and it's gotten to the point of like comedy almost. Like, are you guys really serious? Are you gonna sit here and tell us again that we're wrong? I mean, I just think that it's time that, you know, some apologies start being made. Really. And I think you already are seeing a little bit of that. We saw a little bit of it with the escapists revising their ethics policies. Which seemed to be a real, true, genuine, honest attempt at transparency and really kind of, you know, meeting the demands of Gamergate, I think. But we saw kind of a half-hearted effort with some revisions to some ethics policies over at Kotaku, but I think that was just, you know, their hand was forced. You know, I mean, with the whole Patricia Hernandez having dozens of articles on ananthropy and nobody really saying shit, she put out that tweet, "Nerds, your sleuthing skills are useless. Go back to playing games." Now, insulting us once again. And all that happened was she went back and made a couple of revisions to her old articles with updates. Oh, Anne and I are friends. Christine Love and I are friends. Oh, damn it, I just fucking salvaged something that could have helped me. Oh, well. Boom, 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 bam, boom. Okay. But, yeah, you know, what's his name? Adam Orthland, Ars Technica, he came out and has made an apology and said that, you know, it was wrong of him to make that post. He says he now regrets it. And then he had a bunch of justifications for it. Lazy justifications for why he did it and shit like that. You know, social justice reasoning. This shit is just crazy, man. And I see the vitriol and the fucking nasty shit that's being spit at gamers every day, and it fucking pisses me off. That hashtag, describe a gamer in 4 words, where you had shit like present virgin, future murderer, and belongs in the trash, disappointment to friends, family. That infuriated me, right? And that's SJWs for you, man. They're like trolls incarnate. Like the embodiment of troll. It seems like their shit is so out there. It's so crazy. And they're so inflammatory. Like, everything about their being is just so aggravating. It's like, you can't be serious. Like, you can't be a person that literally thinks this way. And I don't know if it's some kind of mob mentality or what propagates the whole thing, but, like, their shit is madness, right? Like, I know they're all over Tumblr and shit, and that's like a haven for these fucking people, and I don't get it. Like, I don't get where all this shit came from. You know, people say it comes out of academia. I'm blown away if that's what they're actually fucking teaching at college. They're not teaching that at my college. But, you know, who knows? I'm just a fucking community college student, you know? You know, I don't go to fucking Harvard. I don't go to fucking Berkeley. I'm sure this shit's all over Berkeley. But, yeah, you know, it's just, it blows my mind. And I don't even have really any cohesive point that I'm coming to here. I just wanted to play a little Diablo, and I got off on a fucking rant. So, I'm going to upload this video to YouTube. The last time I went on a rant about this shit, let me see what the Blood Shard vendor says. I didn't say anything. Or last time I went on a rant about the shit, I didn't wind up uploading it. But, you know, I'm fucking pissed off. And even though, you know, I have no followers, a very small amount of subscribers and shit, I just feel like it's important for Gamergate shit to be out there. You know, we're being censored everywhere. 4chan, Gamergate is banned from fucking 4chan now. 4chan. I mean, I've never even fucking been on 4chan, right? But I've heard this shit, you know, all over the internet the past couple days, and I went there. I went there to check things out, and the racism is crazy on that side. I mean, I saw people saying shit. I'm not even gonna repeat it, man. But yeah, there are lots of use of the N-word. Lots of Jew hating. I mean, really out there shit. But they're banning people for talking about Gamergate. Gamergate. So you can go on there and spam swastikas and pictures of Hitler and use the N-word profusely, but you're gonna get banned if you talk about fucking Gamergate? Are you shitting me? This has been censored on Reddit since the very fucking beginning with El Chupacake, who's all buddy-buddy with Patrick Klepek and fucking Zoe Quinn. That tweet infuriated me. Ain't moderation grand? With his 20,000 deleted comments. That guy needs to be kicked in the balls. I just picture a dude like with a glass of red wine. Ain't moderation grand? Sitting there deleting comments. What a fucking douchebag. You know? He does it for free. He'll never know how to cook anything besides a hot pocket. I saw that video for the first time this week, and it fucking just has me weak. Just cracking the fuck up. That's just kind of slang out here in the West. Something's really funny or you were laughing real hard, it had you weak. If you're unfamiliar with that term. But, really funny shit. Yeah, it's crazy, man. This whole Gamergate thing has gone off the fucking rails. So all I can say, as for a cohesive point, is stay the fuck off Kotaku. Stay the fuck off Polygon. I don't think boycotting IGN is really going to do anything. If boycotting GameSpot makes you feel better, go ahead and do it. I mean, I won't really be going on GameSpot for the most part. I might watch a video here or there on YouTube, but I don't really go to their website anyway. But Kotaku, Polygon, Gamasutra, fuck them, man. No more for me on those sites. No. I mean, never. I don't care how inflammatory an article they post, I will find it on a paste bin so I can look at it and get pissed off. You know? I'm just gonna stay off of there. And so, you know, support some of these upstarts. I'm going and reading a lot of articles, something I don't normally do, just so I can support these sites like TechRaptor, GameSnosh, GoodGamers.us. Go give these sites a look, man. And I will continue to check out The Escapist until, you know, they fuck up. You know, I know that you can at least talk about Gamergate on the forums over there, so, Reddit, 4chan, I don't know what those guys are going to do. Because they're not allowed to talk about Gamergate on their, you know, forums of choice. That fucking sucks. I would be fucking pissed off if I was a person that actually frequented either of those sites, which I'm not, so I don't really fucking care. You know, I just go to Twitter and fucking, which I just started going to Twitter right around the beginning of Gamergate because I wanted to be involved, you know. But anyway, guys, that's it for me. As always, have a good one, and keep on gaming hard.